On January 1st, 1920, the social position of women changed because they were encouraged to gain economic independence. Basically, women weren't allowed to have any jobs or anything. They were housewives. They sewed, cooked, and cleaned. Since that date, women gained their equality. On March 4th, 1921, Warren Gamaliel Harding was elected as the 29th U.S. President. He started working as a publisher journalist, but then he started working as senator, and finally he was elected President of the United States of America. Warren G. Harding raised tariffs to protect American industry. He died during his The Roaring Twenties, January 1st, 1922. It was a period of economical prosperity which took place in the United States during 1922 to 1929. It had advantages to everybody who saw the economy improving like they have never seen. But at the same time, it was creating an economic bubble. August 1st, 1929. The three main causes that created the Great Depression were: the world economy was producing too much, the boom encouraged borrowing, and Europe couldn't afford US goods. Firstly, it started with an economic recession, but it was worse than this because the economy was falling rapidly. The consequences of this fallen in economy are explained in October 1st, 1929. Wall Street is the trade center for the USA. The people started selling shares, so the consequences were the reduction of prices. The businesses collapsed and people ruined by the banks couldn't keep value of shares artificially because there wasn't money. The banks failed and government should not interfere. The reasons for it were that the world economy was producing too much, the boom encouraged borrowing, and Europe couldn't afford US goods. October 24, 1929 was the day in which the New York Stock Exchange started falling, and with it the crash of Wall Street. It was a really panicked situation that caused the next bank crisis in USA. In the photo we see the investors who gathered in front of the stock exchange in order to know the fall in the contributions. January 1st, 1933, 1/4 of the workforce, which is equivalent to 13 million people, were unemployed by 1933. Franklin D. Roosevelt was elected on March 4, 1933. He was the 32nd President of the USA and the main figure because he led the United States during a time of economic depression and a total war. He belonged to the Democratic Party. He built a New Deal coalition that realigned American politics after 1932 as his domestic policies defined American liberalism. He defeated Hoover during the Great Depression. August 14, 1935, a law was signed and approved by the U.S. Congress. This established the first administration rule destined to hold a welfare state. The law was signed by the means of New Deal and the President Roosevelt. This law was to help the elderly to recover from the Great Depression. During the 1930s, USA decided not to participate in the World War II, and President Roosevelt declared the neutrality of USA in the war with different acts. But the President's orders to the United States Customs Services was to implement the Neutrality of Act 1939, allowing cash and carry purchases of weapons to peaceful nations.